Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. Today we will be playing in the KC Cup. We'll be playing some speed, and similarly to the last KC Cup, we haven't really had any spare gems going around, which is usually what we would use to make our speed deck better, which means we're going to be playing Fluffal Orcust again, which I know some people have some very choice opinions about. I would really like to be playing like full power Fluffal, but I need the gems on the rush account because we keep running out of gems, and I can't spend those gems that I have on this account to upgrade this deck, so we're just kind of stuck with what we've got. So that's what we're doing. The deck is still fun. The deck still does okay. We still did manage to get to stage 2 last time with this deck, so like it's fine. It's just, you know, we're going to have a pretty rough time into a lot of the good decks right now. I don't really know if we can even beat Bird unless they misplay horribly or horrendously Brick, which is even difficult for that deck to even do. It might be a bit of a rough one. And some of the new decks as well also could cause us some problems. Ghost Trick, Predaplants, I don't really see us beating them. We'll have to wait and see, because until I've actually played against them, and I can actually see with my own eyes exactly what they're going to do to interrupt us and deal with us and break our board. You know, we're kind of the type of person that learns by doing and learns by experiencing, rather than learns by like looking stuff up, learns by reading stuff. So that's the plan for today. But let's see who we've got in chat. We have Sakadetsu with the first. Hello, Mr. Tomato in chat. Hello, Sakadetsu. We have Gunkin, Suship, Shari, Speed Duels. I activate my skill. My skill has a second effect. Well, it's one of those things where I still really like speed, but I am also the kind of person that is basically just going to play my own rogue deck the entire time. So I'll always have fun playing Fluffal regardless, because I like the deck. I like the Orcust part of the deck as well. I think realistically I prefer pure Fluffal, but we don't have it, so we're going to be doing this. There is some things about speed I don't like, but for the most part, I think speed is pretty fun. The meta right now, the only thing I really don't like is Birds. Ghost Trick might be awful, but I haven't played against it yet, so I don't know. But Birds is pretty bad. I'm still not the biggest fan of Birds. We were kind of hoping that by the time we wanted to play speed again, Birds will have already gotten hit, but we're not expecting a Bird hit until after this KC Cup. And that's assuming they get a hit at all. But since they are like the solo tier 1 deck, we should expect that. But we have been playing a lot of Rush recently. Which is, yeah, it makes sense. We're a Rush guy. We're a Rush channel. We do Rush here. But I do like speed as well. I do like playing speed. I do like supporting both formats as best I can. So play simple skill to dominate the meta. I mean, it depends if there is a simple skill that dominates the meta. I'm trying to think like what the best deck is right now that either doesn't rely on a skill. I mean, I guess like Sky Striker is a pretty simple skill, all things considered. Then we have Dragson off to the war zone. Exactly. We'll do a bit of grinding. We'll see how it goes. It's day 1, so I'm expecting this grind to be quite difficult. Just because when you do it towards the end, generally, all of the good players that are playing good decks have already qualified. So the later it is, the easier it typically ends up being. Now, there will be some players. There'll be your, you know, your Shawns. There'll be your Ices. There'll be, you know, multiple other players that will basically qualify like 3 or 4 times. They'll like just keep going and going and going and going. And those players are obviously always going to be a bit of a problem. But still, day 1 should be the hardest the grind gets, and then it should get easier from here. We have Dr. Alex on a 75 stream streak. We're going all the way to 100. Bird up. No, we don't like the birds. We don't like the birds at all. Mr. Tomato is here, and Fluffals is top tier. I wish. Fluffals, like, I think the best Fluffals got was they were, like, on consideration for the tier list, and then after a bit, they were like, these aren't going on the tier list, and it was like, well, you know, we did okay. We almost made it, but we didn't quite. And then we have Jambo. Hello. So, I guess first things first, before we actually start playing, I did want to take a quick gander at this, but we've got a better one. Not that one. That one. There we go. So, what we want to do is we want to take a look, because there has just been a tier list update So I did want to go over this briefly and kind of see what we're expecting to be playing against in this KC Cup. I have a question about Rush Ticket. Is Sevens Road Mage worth picking? Oh, that is a tough one. So Mage is an okay card. It's pretty decent. Will it have longevity? That's hard, especially because it's one thing to be like, oh, in OCG, a card did well, or it saw a lot of play for a long period of time. But as soon as you take 10 cards out and introduce skills, it mixes up the balancing quite a lot. So cards that were good in one format aren't necessarily automatically good in the other. And we've seen that quite a lot with bad cards being made good. And we've seen a little bit of good becoming bad. Like Jointech Rex was a card that saw widespread play in the OCG, but Jointech Rex has seen next to no play. It's still, it has won a tournament, but it's very few and far between that any decks are actually running it. So it's hard to 100% say for sure. I think right now it is very playable at a single copy in the Spellcaster Fusion deck. And if you're still playing Sevens Axel Road, again, it's still very playable. Will it still be good later on? You will probably want to play at least one copy when Master of Sevens Road comes out, because he gets a bonus for every Dark Attribute Spellcaster monster in your graveyard with a different name. So because of that, you want just as many different names as possible. So having a single copy is probably still worth having. But will that deck have longevity in itself? It'll probably have a decent amount of longevity, just because the monster you summon is kind of a pain, because you have to fuse Witch and Magician. In fact, we can just bring it up now. We can look at it. We have the technology. So if we look at Master of Sevens Road, that's what we want. Master of Sevens. Oh, no. Has it got a different name in English, or is it not on it? That's the next question. Alright, let's look up Sevens Road. Here he is. Master of the Sevens Road, of course. So I guess we'll bring this up in a new tab just to make it easier to read them. But Master of the Sevens Road, Spellcaster Fusion, Sevens Road Mage, Sevens Road Witch, or Sevens Road Magician, Sevens Road Witch, as to say. 3000 attack base, level 9, so really good stats. This card gains attack equal to the number of Dark Attribute Spellcaster type monsters with different names in your graveyard times 300. And that is a continuous effect, which does mean you keep this boost during your opponent's turn, which is really, really good, right? So, when you make this, you're automatically going to have two. You're going to have a Sevens Road Magician, you're going to have a Sevens Road Witch. So already this is coming out as a 3600 attack monster that keeps that attack boost during your opponent's turn. It's not too far-fetched to be like, okay, but to summon the Witch, I tributed a monster and I discarded a card. That could probably be another one. Bam, we got 4 in grave. Now we've gained 1200 attack, so we're now at 42 during our opponent's turn, which is really good on its own. But if we have 7 or more of those cards, it inflicts piercing damage. So this is just incredible, right? Because if we get to that 7, it's crazy, because it does everything on its own. This card is now a 1 card, I am threatening to kill my opponent. This is like, it's like a bit of a cross, if you kind of squint at it, between like Dragiastar F and Sevens Paladin. Because we do get that piercing that Dragiastar, obviously we don't have the double attack, but we do get that big attack boost, and we do get that piercing, which is so big. It's the one thing that really lets Paladin down right now, is that it doesn't have any way to easily get piercing, and that's what makes the deck kind of fall short. If we had an easy way to give Dark Paladin or Sevens Paladin piercing, that deck would probably be like a tier 2 deck, but because we don't, it's slipping down a bit. That's enough. Thank you, Mr. Tomato. 0 gem Spellcaster strongest. Well, that's the thing. If we keep getting tickets, right? If we keep getting like UR tickets, Dream tickets, stuff like that, it's not too far-fetched that you'd be able to play a fusion-style Spellcaster deck with 0 gems. It just depends how generous Konami are with tickets in the future, right? Magician want to have all the elements. Master is pure dark. Yes, it's a different way to play it, which is very exciting. The other Sevens Road monsters being dark instead of other attributes bugs me. Well, it's because they work with this guy, right? That's why, right? It's because eventually when you play this guy, you want just every spellcaster in your deck to basically be a 7 spellcaster. Oh, it's a spellcaster instead of magical knight. Interesting. Yes, which does mean you can gain all the benefits from spellcaster specific cards, which in some ways is a benefit. There will be a couple of times where it's a negative, but those are going to be very few and far between because, like, for example, the Grace Spear that you'd want to give to a Magical Knight would give it piercing. You don't need piercing because you got it built in, right? What have I missed? What are we talking about? So Sakadetsu was asking us if it's worth it to use a Dream ticket or an SR ticket on a mage, and we were talking about the potential of what mage will do in the future, and Seven's Road, Master of Seven's Road is what like came to mind as like this is probably the best reason to have a mage. So you can, all right, let's get rid of that quick. So you can activate all spells, which is nice. About Seven's Road Mage, because I asked question. Also, Hype Pro. Good morning, Icy Gamer. Welcome on in. As always, exclamation mark Icy. To throw out the Dueling Unlocked YouTube channel, where Icy does amazing tier list content. It's a really interesting, because, so for Rush, right, in terms of like Rush content creation, there aren't that many people doing like competitive content. So there's people like Brad who plays competitively to a decent extent. He plays in all the Challenger Cups and stuff, and he plays in you know, the GRF and stuff like that, right? And obviously great duelist, great guy, but he doesn't like break down like the meta, as it were. And we don't really have a lot of that in the Rush Duel content creation space. So a lot of the times when I look at tier lists, there are a couple out there, but they are primarily like Portuguese or they're Spanish, or, you know, they're not speaking English. So I can look at their tier list and I can obviously understand a tier list. Anyone could look at a tier list and understand a tier list, right? But a lot of the ones that we actually get are just like Japanese lists posted to Twitter, which is fine, but you don't get a lot of the nuance because you can't, like, if they put out a video explaining it, I can't understand why we've put this above this, right, for example. But because there are so many people that are making, especially within like just like our community, I suppose, making tier lists for speed, and that includes, you know, the tier list on DLM, as well as, you know, Icy does his videos, Sean does his videos, there's a lot of other creators that do the videos. It's really cool to be able to watch it and listen to why people have put different decks in different tiers, and I really would like to see that more in the Rush Duel space, because I feel like I'm the only one that I can like looking at my own videos doesn't like help me. It's not fun for me to do that, right? I reckon Mage will get another printing though when some big Sevens content comes out. I mean, it probably will, but it's like, is it worth grabbing it right now if you're a 0 gem player? Like, if you're playing gemless and your currently best deck is Spellcasters, I would say it's probably worth picking up. Because the other thing is, like, what else are you going to spend the ticket on? Especially if, like, because you could make the argument, like, oh, there are some decent SRs. Like, Piercing Samurai came to mind, right? As long as you're playing Warriors, that's always going to be an okay card. Even if you're not playing Warriors, it's still an okay card. But, like, if you don't have any other Warriors, it's kind of like whatever. So it's difficult. Especially if your tickets expire. Because some of them will have, like, ridiculously long dates on them, and some of them will expire so quickly. Because I think of update my 0 gem deck, that's why I'm thinking about this, and Warrior Winged Beast MST. What Warrior Winged Beast cards have you got, Saka? Just out of curiosity. And while we wait for that, I do want to go over this tier list update, because, as we probably already know, we are going to be playing some speed today. So we're going to take a look at all the decks we're going to be losing to, and go over kind of the ones that we think we can maybe have a chance against. So I guess we'll start out with Dwan. I think the meta is still evolving, but the biggest winners from the latest box seem to be Predaplant and Ghost Trick. That makes sense. The new strategies to favored decks. Come on, guys. What's the spell check? Have ways to deal with back row and put non-monster disruptions on the field. Okay. Harpies and some Pidgeot. Pidgeot. What is Pidgeot a reference? Obviously, it's a Pokemon reference. What are you referring to? But in one copy, I don't think it's good. That's why I think 7's Road Mage. Oh, yeah, this looks fair. I mean, I think this might be the first time I've seen this many decks in Tier 2. This is actually kind of crazy. To decks, it's Yorkshire. Up from the Midlands. We're gonna make tier list. We're gonna put the birds solo tier 1. I'm gonna put Tim Ghost Tricks up tier 2. But I guess we'll take a look at these comments. Nothing about tier 1. I think what more is there to say about birds that hasn't already been said, right? Realistically, it's been spoken about to death. So let's take a look at the comments on here. So even though Ghost Trick lacks in terms of offensive power, the deck's winning potential is not comparable to other decks. It can search counter matchup field spells like Necro Valley and Zombie World Floody Gates, play defensive cards like Needle Sealing and Drowning Mirror Force, and avoid lethal with its searchable hand trap. So this is a weird one. Ghost Trick, I have seen people start to play Shadows as a counter to Ghost Tricks, and I was watching a Team War, and watching a Ghost Trick versus Shadow match is so painful. It is actually so painful to watch, because it's just stalling. It's stalling to counter stalling. And it is just not enjoyable, let's put it that way. So there we got Paris. Ghost Trick has shown that despite its lackluster TCG performance, it can be one of the best decks in Duel Links thanks to Ghost Trick Invitation, which solves a lot of the deck's issues, giving it more speed than it would have normally. The deck simply generates cards like it's nothing, with the way its Xyz monsters search and recycle cards. It also has access to many tools like the ability to search any field spell turn 1, staving off lethal with its 2 in-archetype hand traps, and its in-archetype traps like Ghost Trick Scare and Go Round. Its tech cards also help control the game with blowouts like Drowning Mirror Force and Needle Sealing. This all culminates in the deck catering to its other win condition, Deck Out, using the effects like, you know when Deck Out is your ultimate card? I mean, to be fair, Skeleton's always been like a card that can deck you out. When it comes to matchups, the deck is a very strong one against Lyrilusc, who has had a hard time playing into Ghost Trick Jack Frost, and there isn't much that can be done to seize control of the game back from Ghost Trick. The deck also naturally runs a ton of back row, gaining an inherent advantage against decks with limited back row hate. So, you know, I think all of this makes sense, right? People are playing Ghost Trick because it beats the best deck. People are playing Shadow because it beats Ghost Trick, which beats the best deck, right? So that, like, part of this, like, diagram, or this meta rock, paper, scissors, I kind of understand that, is that I can't kill anyone. How's it been going? It's been going pretty good, my friend. How have you been? That's the real question. Then we got Giorfio. It's nice to see Giorfio talking a lot more in these as well. Predaplants have so much potential, and I can see them doing well. This deck just has insane consistency, with half of the deck being a 1.5 card combo. You just need to draw another Starving Venom Invasion target, which is usually around 25 cards out of 30. And a lot of them being also extenders. Like, I'm not sure about that one. You have to answer to Lyrilusc with Predaplant, Squid, Drosera, placing Predator counters and all of that untargetable monsters so that you can fusion with them, or tribute them for a Predaplant. Right, can we do this? Drosophilum, Hydra. You can make Assembled Nightingale to survive while getting a free search with Biblisp is detached. You have almost infinite resources in grind games with Fusion Recycling Plant. It's so funny to me that Fusion Recycling Plant is seeing play in this deck. The deck only struggles against high impact back row like Needle Sealing and set monsters, since you can't put Predator counters on them, which means Ghost Tricks and Shadows are pretty hard to deal with. If the deck gets optimized with answers to those weaknesses, Predaplants can definitely be a strong pick in this meta. I think it's time to back for Necros, just to stop Bird OTK. I mean, potentially. Is that Ursus in the chat? Welcome, my friend. So let's see the next one. One of the strongest yet cheapest decks in this meta, Predaplant is incredibly consistent thanks to none +2 card advantage. I'm not sure what this means. I obviously know what +2 card advantage means. I'm not sure what the none part of this is. On top of that, its ability to place Predator counters gives it functional removal with Hydra, allowing it. However, it lacks the ability to deal with set monsters from decks like Shadow and Ghost Trick. I can see a lot more of this. I mean, that's always going to be an issue, right? If two of the big decks in the meta right now are, you know, setting decks, flip decks, I suppose, that's going to be a big problem if you don't have a good way to deal with set cards. That makes Predaplant feel almost like it's a bit of a viability. Predaplant, the new breakout box deck, increasing incredible tools, that's in the game, going second for Starving Venom Invasion because it's super field. It could still make Wait, is the Predator... Oh god, it is. I've only just registered that you can make Assembled Nightingale in Predaplants. Oh, that is so... Bro, we gotta do something about this card. We have to do something about this card. I hope these guys aren't getting paid to make this content on DLM. They're clearly half-arsing with these grammatical errors, Lamel. Could be translation errors. So, these are all English... well, they're not English. These are English-speaking people. But for most of them, English is not their primary language. But a lot of this, I think, would come down to probably Jadehex, who, like, chucks it all in. I wouldn't, like... Again, I don't think it's anyone's, like, fault in particular. It's just funny that, like, usually if you would type this into any program, it would just be like, that's spelt wrong. But I suppose, you know, in almost any situation, like, El Shadow window should come up as a spelling mistake, so it's always going to be that sort of thing. Yeah, this meta is interesting. But I don't think it's interesting in a good way, which is a bit of a shame. Strongest deck's the format, but why is it tier 2? The main issue with this deck is consistency. You can have the best turn 1 in the game with your full setup. You also just set 1 pass. Also, the main issue with this deck is extremely hard to pilot. Many matchups are not carried by the El Shadow Winterlock, and you need to be able to play a perfect grind game without timing out in order to win. The deck loses mainly to quick plays like Forbidden Droplet and Cyclones. Good thing those things aren't the meta. Floodgates like Abyss Dweller and Retaliating Sea. To be fair, Abyss Dweller has been seeing a lot less play since we started seeing less and less rank 4 turbo decks in the meta. Or its own brick hands. There are very few decks that can considered Shadow counters, and even then they usually only work going first. So I know that Giorfio's always been a massive fan of the Shadows. Like, he's always been a big Shadow player, so, you know, he should know what he's talking about. At the same time, if it's his darling, you know, he might be a bit kinder to it than others who might be a bit more critical. Shadow has recently seen a sudden rise. There are so many comments for this, and most of them is just talking about... I mean, I suppose it makes sense to talk about these three. There's not really much going on about Ghost Trick. This is mostly about Predaplant and Shadow, looking at this. Shadow is one of the older decks that benefited in this box, as its matchups in the new deck seem solid, if not favourable. Sky Striker has issues with the 3 best decks in the meta: Lyrilusk, Shadow, and Predaplant. Okay, so in Giorfio's opinion, then Fleur, Ghost Trick, like, these are not the best decks. It's like these two and this. Good old set 1 pass. Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess we'll take a quick look at the... Because there's a lot less down here, isn't there? So X-Ray Eyes. Borrowlink is in a fairly sad spot at the moment. Well, it's been a top tier deck for so long. It was tier 1, I think, 2 tier lists ago. Then it got bumped down to tier 2, like, last week, I think. And now it's been bumped down to tier 3. So, like, it's been up there for a long, long time. Search for super polymerization, no way to overcome it, aside from sniping at back row removal. Deck really appreciate Rocket Dragon for a potential monster effect negate. Borrowlink has been performing well recently, or hasn't been performing well recently, and the new deck's only made it worse. Ghost Trick, Beano Search, Necro Valley, and Summit. It's so funny that Ghost Trick is already a deck that, like, sets and stalls, like, as much as possible in Archetype, but then also just searches Floodgate field spells just to really lock down the game. That I find that really, really amusing. Until I play against it today, that is. And then there's Dark Fluid. Dark Fluid has come off the list, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. So, now, the issue is, I do not think we are going to have a good time against Lyrilusk. I don't think we're going to have a good time against Ghost Trick. I don't think we're going to have a good time against Predaplant. Shadow, maybe. We might be fine into Shadow. Sky Striker, generally, we're okay into Sky Striker. Fleur, again, we should be okay. So, like, there's like half of these decks we're going to be really bad into, and half we're going to be, like, okay. Be interesting to see what happens. I took a 5 months break from Duel Links, lol. I mean, I couldn't blame you, mate. Like, I think for a lot of people, the birds are a big issue and a reason they don't really want to be playing the game right now. Are we still playing the Fluffy Teddies? Yes! Of course we are, Sam. Of course we're playing the Fluffy Teddies. Speaking of, I guess we'll just hop into a game. Now. As is tradition, every time we come back to play Speed, it has been a long-ass time since we have played Speed. We will be making mistakes. you are not about to see high quality gameplay. You are going to see someone struggling, someone failing over and over again. It will take us probably about 10 duels to get back into the swing of things. But then we will still continue losing because we'll be playing against the decks that we're not very good into. So we are going first here, which is not actually that bad. I mean, we could go vendor. There's no real point. I think we always want to send this to the grave. And then what's our normal? Is our normal just another? All right. I think we always toy vendor. We're just going to activate the effect. We're going to send this to see what we get off the top. Is that... I mean, it doesn't really change anything. So I suppose now we will go ahead and just activate Harp straight away. The issue is, our turn 1 here is going to feel really awkward because he's just going to, like, fuse our board away, or he's going to sacrifice stuff. There's not really anything we can do about that. Because we're going to end on, like, 2 dark monsters, so we're just going to get super polyed. And I don't really know what our out to that is. So I guess we're just going to play, and then go from there. So we'll summon this. We'll go ahead and summon this. So we'll link both of our boys off. Summon out Galatea. Then we'll go and use Nightmare. Target the Galatea, and we'll throw our World Wand into the bin. We'll activate World Wand. We'll bring back Nightmare. We'll activate Galatea. We'll put this back. Grab out the Babel. Yeah, I really don't know, like, what the good play is gonna be here. Let's just do our normal line and see what he does. I think that's the best thing. Is we'll make the mistake. We'll knowingly make the mistake, and then we will work around it as we go. I think that's going to be the play. So we're going to summon this. Then we're just going to go ahead and make ding. We'll attach this. Flip this over. And then we'll just pass on this. Alright. We also want to decide where we're putting our cards, I think. I think that's probably a good idea. Where does it go? Toggle, manual. That's activation order. That should be fine. What does this card do? Special summon. Yep, that's fine. I guess we'll do this. All right. Let's see. Let's see what he does. So he's got a level 8 out. So he's what, putting predator counters on stuff? I have no idea what's going on. I guess I'll do... I genuinely don't know. So I'm going to do this. I just hope this is fine. Because now I can bring it back as a quick effect. He also can't fuse my guys together if he does have the super poly. Which was fuse materials. Okay. Makes the Starving Venom. If it's destroyed, he could pop. Okay, that's fine, right? Okay, I think this is fine. I think this is fine. This might not be fine, but I think this is fine. So now we do this. We bring this out. We use his effect. And we just get rid of this. Okay, so far so good. Everything seems fine. Our first game against Predaplants, there was a lot of reading, but I think everything went fine. Let's catch up with chat. It's time to duel. Thank you for the follow, Crossfire. Welcome, welcome. Was sad to see my Rush deck got really hit by the ban list. Ultimate Flag Mechs. Ooh. I mean, you know, Mirror Innovator do be a card. Decode and Predaplants. Oh, that's your card. Yeah. He can use the counter to fusion or summon. Yeah, I thought he was going... Because he already put a counter on one of our cards, I think. Which is how we special summoned the level 8. But, like, I wasn't really following everything. It's going to take me a few games against it. Ding countering, continuing to be a fantastic card. Well, that's the thing. In my mind, I'm like, Ding should be pretty bad into this matchup. Because if he just super polys, he just gets rid of our board without us being able to do anything. And he also can use, I think it's Anomalocaris, to tribute our monsters that have Predator counters on them. And again... Ding is useless into that because it doesn't target, so we can't use Decode, and it doesn't destroy, so we can't use Ding. So it's like really awkward. So I'm not really sure what our best end board is going to be specifically into that, but we'll just see how things go. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna vibe. We're just gonna see how things go. That's the plan anyway. We'll see if it actually goes well or not. So far, so good. I don't know if we'll be able to keep this up though. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Going into Joey Wheeler, playing an Archive skill, okay. So this could be so many different things. We're going first with a pretty bad going first hand. That's not great. Alright, we activate Bear. We grab out the Toy Vendor. We flip it over. We activate Toy Vendor. We send Toy Vendor. Okay, Dog here is pretty nice. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. So we have Dog effect, we have Vendor effect. They both basically do the same thing. So we will be using one to grab out Edgimp Sabers, and we'll be using the other one. Realistically, we have no way to get that into the graveyard, so we will be taking the Sheep. Unfortunately, we have run out of ways to draw cards, which does kind of suck. But we can send this, special Sheep, activate Sheep, grab back Dog, bring back Chain. But this is where we kind of stall out a little bit, because we don't have any way to get an extra discard on our first turn. That is kind of the big nasty part of this. There's not really anything else we can do. So I think we just want to keep as many guys on our board as possible. So we're just going to be doing this. Without finding any Orcus pieces, it's very, very awkward. We had the return, but we didn't have any way to like draw into it. You could have normal summoned the wings and link them off. Oh, we hadn't normal summoned. No, you are absolutely right, Quantum. You are absolutely right. That would have been a way better play. I will even set this afterwards, so I knew I hadn't normal summoned. I was just being a dumbass. But it's okay, it's okay. This is only our second game back. We haven't played in a long time. We got a D-Rust. Also, welcome on in, Quantum. That's a Rush duel turn 1. Yeah, we're just playing Rush. We're just playing Rush. Don't worry about it. On the plus side, we are playing against Tenyi, which is kind of weak, so we might be okay. We might be fine. Tenyi is a deck we've never really struggled with. Didn't they add new Fluffles, or am I crazy? Yes, they have, but unfortunately we don't have them on this account. We have them on our Speed account, but we need the gems on our Rush account. So that's why we're playing with this one instead. Alright, Berserker comes out, which again is completely fine. Which ones have we got in the graveyard currently? We have Special Summon from deck. We have Bring back a destroyed monster. That's all we have right now. Oh, we got the field spell out, which is pretty spooky. Uses the Ashuna. Brings out Adhara. So I assume we're going to make Berserker. Well, not Berserker. What's the other one called? What is he called? Draco Berserker. Okay, it's still Berserker. Uses that effect. Gets to put this back in my hand. I mean, that's fine for us. As long as we're not dead, which it looks like we're not. We're, like, feeling okay. So we'll go Chain. Chain Grab Fusion. So when an opponent activates a monster effect, you can banish it. So that's fine. It won't negate the effect. Well, there's that. Non-effect monster, unaffected monster effects. Once per turn, your opponent's pushing the monster. So it's going to protect this, but it's not going to protect this. Well, I guess we always start with return. Actually, arguably, that was actually a really silly move to make. It kind of depends. No, I really shouldn't have done that. We should have normal summoned it. Mind you, no matter what, he gets to react. So let's try the normal summon dog and see if he does anything to this. We'll activate dog, so he can choose to banish this if he wants. I don't know why he would, but he could. So we'll grab wings. So now the question is, do we just discard wings? I think there's no reason not to in this situation. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and summon that wand. So we'll go ahead and use wings. We'll banish bear. Use the effect of toy vendor. We'll add dog. Now we need to just make this, realistically. Where are my arrows pointing? I don't even know. Let's put it here. Does point up. Good. We'll use his effect. We will discard. We have nothing left to get back with that, so I guess we're sending this. That is very funny that we've just ended up doing that, which was actually really silly, but that's fine. Okay, we'll do Symbol Skeleton. Bring this back. I just need to force him out, so I guess we're going to do this. Then we'll go for this. We use his effect. Which is fine. Oh, we should have done the other one, actually. That would have been a lot better. I mean, it's still fine, right? We'll go World Wand. Bring this back. What else have we even got? We got him, which is fine. I guess we'll do this. I don't think there's any reason to do that. So I'm about to do this anyway, if I want to. That seems kind of pointless. That's an extra 200 damage. So I guess we'll just do this. We have not been playing this very well at all, but we've just been trying to play really quickly. So... we go Tiger. Oh, Tiger's going to destroy, which means it's going to trigger his guy and he's going to come back. Oh, yeah, we have not been playing this very well at all. We have really been playing this super badly. Oh, he has that anyway. Okay. All right. We'll go next. We'll go next. It's fine. It's fine. All right, after the turn 1 fumble, we really started misplaying that completely. That was entirely our fault. But it's okay, we're still de-rusting. We said it would take us probably like 10 games. You had game? Yeah, but again, I'm not always going to see the line. I don't play speed, Quantum. We haven't played speed in like 2 months. Okay. That won't get me a plus. If I do that, it goes into that. I think we go return. And I do actually think we send horror. As long as we don't draw into the exact one card we don't want to see, we're basically fine. I could use this if I want. It does arguably get me an extra plus. So sure, we'll go Barehead. We'll grab this. The issue is, if I use this and mill the wrong card, it like messes me up completely. So we're going to go Harp Horror, bring out Skeleton. Then we're going to go ahead and activate Toy Vendor, which is fine. We know we're not going to summon, but like if we had drawn the wrong card, it would have been absolutely catastrophic. So now we can... I mean, I could just normal Wings. I can also... Well, I can't specialize because of that, but that's fine. But this now means we can easily go into Galatea. So we'll go 1, 2. Galatea comes out. We'll then go straight into probably just Nightmare here. Target this. We'll send World Wand. We'll activate World Wand. Bring back Nightmare. We'll activate Galatea. Put back World Wand. Grab the Babel. Then... we still have that if we want to. We don't need to do it just yet, so we'll go into Decode. Out he comes. We'll then go Symbol Skeleton. Bring this out. Then we'll go Ding. Ding effect. Activate attach Symbol Skeleton. I mean, I guess we'll go Wings because there's no reason not to. How have we still not found the Sabers? How have we got this deep without finding Sabers? So send. Flip this over. And I think that is going to be it. Right. I had a game where I probably had game, but I comboed into Time Loss. I mean, that's pretty standard. Ignore Quantum, he's fell off. I don't know how Quantum's been doing in his tournaments, actually. Because Quantum's been in Team Wars, right? She's been having quite a good time with. Okay. Look at that cheeky little chain block of his. Not that we would do anything with it anyway. Undefeated in my Team Wars. My team #1 in rankings. What is your team, Quantum, actually? Because I don't follow the Team Wars as closely as I would like to. We'll go Ding, and we will just send Galatea. King of Games. Ah, I see. Alright, Elegant Egotist comes out. Goes to that again. Think we're fine to just protect it again. Activates Triangle Ecstasy Spark. So this specifically stops us from activating any trap cards. God forbid. I'm pretty sure this is a very casual version of this deck, right? Like, so declared battle, damage calc, nightmare, target this, send this. It's funny how we went from, I guess Tenyi is not like a particularly good deck, but is that Dewan? Welcome on in. I mean, do we just shotgun it? Like, I don't know what else he could have. I don't know enough about this deck. I mean, I don't have to shotgun it, I guess. We'll go dog. Dog effect. Grab bear. Then we'll just link into this. Yeah, okay. I'm assuming that back row is nothing, but we were going to go into Phoenix just in case, because if it was something that did something, it could have been problematic. Not an team I haven't played at all. I could not imagine, personally, I could not imagine trying to play in 2 different team leagues at the same time, even if they are different formats. In fact, I think it would be arguably harder if they're different formats. We're playing speed here, Managist. True. I know some people tech in the shooter and the Link 1 as an easy go second starter. I mean, I don't really know a ton about Tenyi. I've just played against it a bunch. Typically, when we play against it, we win. We've got like a 95% win rate whenever we don't completely mess it up. Oh, Shadow. Okay, Shadow is one where like these matchups can get annoying. We're going second into Shadow. We'll have to see what he does. Shadow can be problematic because as we go ahead and pop a load of face down stuff, all their effects start triggering. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how this goes. Uses the Incarnation. Is that a Hedgehog? Adds the Schism. Go into Artemis. Drops the Fusion. So we're making Winder. Because if he just makes Winder, not gonna lie, it doesn't look great for us. Do you play Kraken? No, not on this list, unfortunately. I don't think we own it on this account. Oh, we're just making Construct. So he's going to make Winder as soon as the main phase starts on our turn, then I would assume. Sends the Wendy. He's going to grab Schism and Winder you next turn. Yeah, that's basically what we're expecting. What's Squamata? Squamata lets him send one from deck, right? You can send one Shadow card from your deck to the graveyard, which sent Wendy. Wendy's effect then summoned out Falco. So now we've got these two to play around with. Go into Gravity Controller. I don't know how we win this going second. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look great. It really doesn't look great. I really don't think we win this game, lads. We'll do the best we can, but I think we've already lost. I think the game is already over. I'm actually surprised he hasn't already just dropped a thingy on us. Alright, we'll start out with Dog. We will attempt to use Dog effect. Okay, so far so good. I guess we take Wings. Because, I mean, we need something to get online here. I mean, there was an argument, actually, that we don't go for wings at all. Because now it's like we either go heart... But then again, if we're already getting one special summon anyway... I guess it won't matter too much. This is your second skill to get Duster from your deck. Oh, if only. Right, we'll go Vendor. We are going to discard the wings. Well. That probably wasn't going to matter too much anyway. Now we'll go wings. Banish Bear. See what he does. Let us see what he does. Also, welcome on in, Zaki boys. And welcome on CZ. I'll read your message after this. It's a bit much for me to read while I'm playing. What are the other back row that he's got? Like, I feel like he's won this game so hard already. Because I feel like even if we just try and summon sheep, we just lose on the spot. Because the second we go for an effect that would special summon, because we don't have any inherent summons. I don't know, does this count as an inherent summon? Probably does. We should, like, catch him off a little bit, but then wouldn't really do anything after that. That's the issue, is I can get this out, but I need... Well, I suppose I can do this. This is the other thing we can do. We can just activate Orchestrated Return. I think we go Harp. As much as I want to get Symbol into Graveyard, I don't think it actually does. We're really hoping, we were really hoping that we could just draw into one specific card, and we never found it. So now we do this, and because we've now special summoned, he doesn't do anything yet, but the second we activate Fluffle Sheep's effect... Oh, we are going to do Schism now. This is a weird time to Schism, but it doesn't matter because he can wait until we activate Fluffle Sheep, and then we're locked into that anyway. Makes the Winder, and then Winder gets to say, players can only special summon once per turn while this card is face up on the field. So, I still have a special summon, but once I've used that special summon, there's nowhere else for us to go. Do we have any way to beat this guy? We can make a guy, actually. So I guess we just do that. I think we just have to make Brute Enforcer, and then just hope he's got nothing to deal with Brute Enforcer. So this is the best chance we've got. Just don't have anything. Just let Brute Enforcer resolve. What does this card do when it's destroyed, actually? Tell me to just add it to your hand. Okay, that's fine. So activate Brute Enforcer. We have to get this into the bin at some point. So I guess we'll send it now. We'll target Winder. Just let Brute Enforcer... It doesn't work! What did I miss? What did I miss? Is it Schism? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. That is a key piece of line. Key piece of text. I mean, we said we probably weren't winning this anyway, but realistically, if we go second against Shadows, I don't think we can win. I don't think we can win. Read, you... Right, I'm just saying, you're saying just read, but it's one line of text out of like 6 in a game mode I don't play. Like, if this was a rush card effect that I got wrong, that's fair enough. You can criticize me for that. I don't think you can criticize me for getting something wrong with speed. Raging Pendulum. Okay. Raging Pendulum, like... I mean, you had no way to win anyway. Yeah, I didn't think I did. I did... What is this? What is this? This is almost as bad as it gets with this hand. Raging Pendulum just got their second Skullcrobat, didn't they? I mean, with this hand, I don't think we have a chance anyway. Hey, Nana, meta the card game, reading the card explains the card. The difference is, this is a game mode that has a shit ton of text and a timer. You don't really get the luxury of just being able to sit there and process every single card effect on the field. It's kind of one of those games where you either know it or you don't. And if you have to read every single card and every single piece of text on the card rather than skimming, you will just lose to time. I've never been a big fan of this art for Eyes. So I think just our hand in general is really, really shit. I don't think it matters what he does. I don't think we were going to be doing much anyway, but he's obviously just going to, yeah, he's made Giant Hand, which is already a pain in the ass for us. That unfortunately doesn't do anything. That plus that doesn't do anything. That discard that still doesn't do anything. This hand is so shit. We have to rely on Toy Vendor getting us something. That is... We could send Sabers off of Toy Vendor. Then just pray we draw into something. I don't think we can do anything realistically here. The only way we can even get a second summon is to use Sabers. That is the only way we get the possibility. He only have one negate? Yeah, but we don't have any plays, Saka! We just don't have anything! Alright, we go Toy Vendor. I think we always send Sabers. Because it's the only card that can actually do something from the graveyard, realistically. I mean, that's not great. We'll go normal Wings. We'll go Sabers. I don't think it matters. We don't have access to the second one anyway. We've already normaled, so I don't really see a point in holding on to Chain. Oh no, we should have kept Chain, so we're going to discard it. Not that it matters anyway, because he's going to negate this with Giant Hand. He just has Skullmeister as well, so if we did have a play, it was going to get negated anyway. Bro. I have an idea, let's get a new deck. Well, first off, Manicist, you're trash. You're actual just like the worst player in this entire chat, so you can shut the fuck up. Second up, we want to be playing the cool deck, but we had to spend all of our gems. We don't have any gems to play the other one. Like, I would rather be playing the fully constructed Fluffle deck on the other account, but... Play Salad? I don't play Salamangreat. I don't even think we have all the cards for Salads. Bro, use hand traps? Well, one, we'd have to have all the hand traps. And two, they don't really fit in this deck particularly well. I mean, realistically, our deck is like... It's like a year old, right? Like, this is... We're not expecting to do super well here. But we would just like to not open ass. Like, that shouldn't be too much of a tall ask. Like, this hand is a lot more playable. This is still not a good hand, but this is a lot more playable. Monster tank, level... This seems a lot more beatable. Do we just shotgun? I think we do just shotgun return here. Discard, draw two. Okay, that's not the... We've already got that in rotation. We can use that to get that. If we do that, that gets us an extra card in rotation. We don't need it, but it would be nice. The only downside is if we whiff. Alright, I think we are still going to use Vendor. We're going to activate Vendor, and we're going to send Nightmare here. So that's not the best, realistically. Like, it still does get us access to this, which is nice, but, like, it doesn't do anything yet. Like, realistically, I'd rather have just not done that. I think we will just normal harp. We will go harp effect, summon skeleton. We'll go Galatea. We'll go Nightmare, target Galatea. We'll send World Wand. We'll go World Wand. Bring back Nightmare. We'll go Galatea. Put back World Wand. Grab the Babel. We'll go Decode. I feel like this will give me the most protection against whatever those back rows could be. It doesn't necessarily mean... Because if he's got, like, one of the good mirror forces, it doesn't matter anyway. Well, we can hit 2 cards, but... We'll go into Ding. We'll use Ding's first effect, and we're just going to win the 50-50. That was not winning the 50-50. That was polymerization. Well, we're going to set. We're going to activate this. We're going to go to battle. We're going to swing. Now, this is an excellent case of losing the 50-50, because this card can be activated. Attack! Thank you for doing that in that way. If you didn't do it in this order, that would have been really annoying. But you didn't read my cards in the same way that I didn't read the last guy's cards. We'll take it. We'll take it. Any excuse for a dub, we will take the dub. I'm not gonna lie, right? Now, we are down in duel level 6. So we weren't expecting, like, anything crazy, right? But I was expecting a little bit better than this. Lost the game, over 100 damage. What cards decks do you have on this account? So this account we have, like, next to nothing. Most of the stuff we have on this account is, like, super old. Like, we got, like, Sue ships. We got most of Sue ships. Reading wins or loses the game. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's an interesting open. I guess we'll see if we can beat the set 1. Unironically, we might not be able to beat set 1. That is actually annoying, because now we don't have any targets for Harp. So now this is going to be our normal. Well, either one of these can be our normal. It doesn't really make a difference. So we'll go return. We need this in the graveyard either way. So now we want to normal summon that, but, like, we don't really get a choice. We'll go wings. That is also mildly irritating. But again, we can make this work. So again, if we're normaling that, that means we want to take this. We'll go Edge and Persist. We'll send this. We'll send this. We'll go Vendor. Activate Vendor. We'll send this. That is so annoying. That was the only card! I mean, to be fair, I should have known that was going to happen, but I wanted that in the graveyard. Okay, okay, this is fine. This is fine. So mildly frustrated right now. Alright, we'll send that to the grave. We'll go World Wands. The worst part is, I had the Sabers. I could have played around it. We just, like, chose not to, because we're stupid. I mean, do we just go... Let's go Sabres now. Screw it. Screw it. We're already this deep. Go one. No, we don't want to use that one. Actually, does it matter? It kind of does. He's right in the way. So either way, we're using him. Oh, no, there's a way better way to do this. We could have just won straight up. God, I'm really playing so badly today. Like, actually, it's going to take me so many games to actually get into the swing of this. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference. It depends what he's got. Like, we can't really play around Kiteroid because we'd lost our Bright Fair Fusion. But, like, other than that, it's kind of fine. So ship is pretty okay at the moment, mostly just popped up by Dweller and IDP. Okay, we'll take the dub. We will take the dub. Right, all things considered, even though we are playing like crap, we are still doing okay. Now we just have to... Again, the rust is slowly coming off, right? Now, this might be a long and painful process, but we did announce this at the start of the stream, that we would probably not be winning very much. So, y'all knew what you were getting in for. What's the meta in Rush? And was my spending a dream ticket on Ghost Cyclone a good idea? So Ghost Cyclone's only really seeing play in Metarian right now, which is the best deck, but not every Metarian list is playing it. So, like, it's like a tech card. But the meta right now is basically Metarian is best deck, then Light Galaxy is second best deck, and then, like, everything else is kind of below it in varying different capacities. But, like, number 1, Metarian, number 2, Light Galaxy, everything else a lot weaker. Let's put it that way. I mean, this hand doesn't look too bad. I'm against Crusadia. Crusadia sets up, what, 1 negate on Equimax? Goes to the Magius. Summons out the Draco. Is Draco the one that has the good effect in the graveyard? Okay, that's the one that adds it back. What's the one that has, like, the really strong graveyard effect? It's this one. It's a Arborea. Destroy battle a card effect. You can manage to card from your graveyard instead. Yeah. Now, ideally, we won't be destroying, but we'll have to see what happens. My brain just kind of auto went to it because I know it's a good tech, but then I saw it was made limit 3 after. I mean, yeah. Is that a Chronicle Regulex? Chad. Goes for Revival, a Chronicle Revival. Okay. Go ahead and make Equimax. Look at how beautiful this card is. Like, that is a pretty Yu-Gi-Oh card. So if I put a monster here, it can't attack. That's fine. Quick effect, tribute 1 Crusader or World Legacy monster this card points to, which can only ever be 1. Target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects. So it negates a face-up card. I mean... That's not the best thing in the world for us. But you never know, we might just be fine. Let's start by... I think we're going to start with Bear. Let's start with Bear. Let's see if he does anything to this. Vendor. Flip up Vendor. Could you imagine he negates Vendor? That'd be so funny. Oh, he's gonna do it! He's gonna negate Vendor! Alright, so I can still activate this, but its effect will be negated. If this goes to the graveyard, will its effects still be negated? It just negates its effects. So I'm pretty sure this one's just off now. So I'm just going to activate the other one. So we can use this as a discard, but I'm pretty sure it won't get to do anything else. So I could just discard and get the double draw. But I want the search, which is why we're going to do it this way around. So now we're going to discard Wings. Now please just do not hit one of the few garnets. That is perfect. That is actually immaculate. I mean, we could just normal this. So I think we just special this. Then we're going to go ahead and activate wings. He's got something he can do. We'll send the one that isn't negated. Okay. So now we grab the Sabars. We'll go ahead and activate our skill. We get one of these nice boring skills that isn't overpowered. So we just send both of these to the graveyard. Then we're going to normal summon dog. Activate dog. We'll add bear. I mean, there's not really much else we've got going on, if we're honest. We can just go for a link play, which we're probably going to do. Summon out the sheep. We'll go ahead and activate sheep. Put dog back in the old hand. Bring back chain. Then we will go ahead and make probably just Phoenix. Because Phoenix here is also really funny. Because I can summon it here. Then we'll go Phoenix Chainlink 1. Which might actually be a mistake. Maybe I should have done Phoenix Chainlink 2, but I really want the Phoenix effect to resolve. But this card effect, getting this to my hand is probably more important. I don't know what his back row is at all, so I have literally no idea. Well, I would like my Frightfur Fusion, please. And I would like to draw a card. Okay, so we finally got that online. So now we go Toy Vendor. We'll just send this. That will negate its effect, but we just wanted it in the graveyard. Then we go ahead and activate Harp Horror. Bring out Nightmare. Then we will just go for you, using you and you, probably. Yeah. Let's get out Galatea. Then we will just go ahead and overlay these into Decode. We will use Orcus Nightmare, target Decode. We will be sending Symbol Skeleton. We will activate Symbol Skeleton. Bring back Galatea. We'll be activating Galatea. We'll put back Nightmare. Grab this, because I can. We'll overlay into Ding. Ding effect. I mean, I guess we get rid of the back row. No, we're gonna get rid of Equimax. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. I mean, we're kind of just done, right? I guess we'll just... Yeah, I mean, we activate Fusion, we pop the back row. I don't know what it could have been, right, is the issue. I always am just, like, super paranoid about what the back rows are. Because, like, I know a lot of the good back row in Speed. I don't know all of them. So, like, something random is just going to completely catch me off guard. Like, it's like there. I wasn't expecting a Phantom Knight's trap, you know? What is all the Chronicle nonsense anyway? So Chronicle is where you can upgrade your cards. Basically, it's like upgrading their rarity. It was Jar of Greed. I mean, it could have been. I love how most of your end boards with Fluffles is Ding and Decode. So The weakness of Fluffle, the always biggest weakness of Fluffle, is their turn 1 sucks. So just to have a turn 1, we play Ding and Decode. That's basically the logic of playing the Orca stuff. But it turns out, it's also quite safe to attack into back row if you have a Ding and a Decode. Because Decode stops things that target, and Dingirsu protects you from destruction, right? So, Tomato getting the red or blue names in KC? Oh, definitely not. We probably won't even play in Stage 2, to be honest. But yeah, the Chronicle rarities are just like bling for your cards. And then you can like level them up by grinding ranked games while playing with your Chronicle cards. Which then gives them like more cosmetics that you can upgrade them with. And some of them look a lot better than others, let's put it that way. Okay. So, once again, we're against an Archive skill, and it's Ghost Tricks. This is our first game against Ghost Tricks. We are probably going to get absolutely destroyed. Also, this hand is super awkward, bro. I need to get both. Well, I can normal summon this if I want, and then get that in the graveyard. Then we just don't summon Dog. That's probably the line. Which feels super bad, but like that is probably actually the line. So we'll go Vendor, activate Vendor. I think we just immediately send Skeleton. Why did I send Skeleton? Why did I do that? I knew not to do that, and yet I still did it because I'm a dumbass. We were meant to normal summon Skeleton. We're just an idiot. So now we have to do this in a really awkward way. So now we're going to take Sabers. Why am I so stupid? Why, oh why, am I like this? So now we summon this. We activate Sabers. Can't believe, I cannot believe. Cannot believe I did this. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Now we'll go 1. We'll go 2. Summon out Galatea. We'll go Harp here. Harp summons Nightmare. We'll then go Decode. We'll go Symbol, bring back Galatea. We'll go Nightmare, target whatever, because I just want you into rotation. Activate you, just to get an extra body on the field. Then we activate Galatea, put this back into deck. Grab the Babel. Overlay Ding. Ding second effect. Patch this. Flip this over. Alright. We got here. Oh, because you're British. Apparently so. I didn't know it was such a big debuff, though. That was the problem. Is that a Jack Frost? So we know he has the Jack Frost. He summoned out Skeleton. Actually, deck out is going to be quite a big issue for us. We usually spin ourselves down to having no cards in deck anyway. Okay, this one's Mansion. Cannot attack face down defensive monsters, but can attack directly. All effect damage, battle damage affected by monsters other than Ghost Trick monsters is halved. Okay. That's fine. All things considered, that is a-okay. Skeleton's gonna take a card. Okay, it took Horror, which was basically dead, so that's fine. Okay. So we have Bear. Bear exists. We just link these off, I think. It's going to be the play into this. The issue is I don't know what that back row is, like, at all. Bring out Phoenix. Phoenix effect. Discard. Can't we just always get rid of the back row? Renovation. So, turn to the hand, you can have a deck. Okay. So now he's going to get out the other field spell. Which is Museum. Okay, so I can attack him directly, but he will negate one of them and change my guy face down. How does Ghost Trick... Is it a target? His bloody... Jack Frost. It does not target. Ugh, how do we play around that? I don't know if we can play around that. I mean, we're just going to do this, I guess. Yeah, I don't know that. We're just sending stuff at this point. We're just clicking buttons. I really don't know how... I guess we're just gonna battle. Swing direct. See what happens. Swing direct. Swing direct. Guys, Ghost Trick sucks. I don't know what everyone's talking about. It was just that easy. We didn't even know what we're doing and we beat it. I don't know. I do not really understand the intricacies of Ghost Trick. I don't know what he was supposed to do. But, you know, it seemed to go all right for us. And we've almost reached 7 wins, which is a good thing. Let's jump into another game. Let us see if we can keep this going. So I'm pretty sure Ghost Trick plays stuff like Needle Ceiling to absolutely punish us. But I don't think he just saw. I think he drew kind of badly is what happened there. Which again is fine. We're not expecting to like dominate any of these decks whatsoever. Again, our deck's like a year old. But by golly, we're going to keep going. Searchable Necro Valley and Drowning / Needle Ceiling are the scary Ghost Trick. Yeah, I was just like, I have no way to play around Needle Ceiling. Like, it's like hope that Ding is on the board and protects. But like, if I didn't get rid of my Ding there was nothing else I could really do. This hand is like super awkward. We can still do stuff with this hand, but this is super awkward. So I'll go Toy Vendor. I can use that to send a guy that doesn't search anything, so there's no reason to send him. So I just need to luck into off the top of the deck right now. That's what needs to happen. So we're going to send World Wand. Okay, that is very, 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 very fortunate, because if we didn't find a Fluffle there, we were cooked. Then we'll summon out the Symbol Skeleton. We'll go 1, we'll go 2. Summon forth Galatea. Now we can activate Nightmare. Target. Send Harp. Then we have to use World Wand. which brings this back. So we can activate this now. I'd really like to put another guy back in, but there just isn't an opportunity to. That's the issue we currently have. So now we'll just go straight ahead and make decode. So we'll go 1, we'll go 2. Decode boy comes down. We'll use symbol. Symbol brings back Galatea. Then I guess we're just putting back World 1. So World 1 back in the deck is good, but we can't get a plus off of it. We have to use Nightmare to send it, because we can't use Symbol Skeleton, which is the only thing that's like a little bit annoying. Like, it's still fine. Or Harp Horror even. We can't use Harp Horror to summon it. That's what I meant. Symbol Skeleton's going to be attached to Ding. So we'll go ahead and reattach this, and then we'll pass. Alright. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he's got. So, we're going to assume this is Dark Magician until we're proven otherwise. Would you look at that? It's a Dark Magician. Alright, I'm pretty sure he showed us the skill at the start, so we should have really known this. Bane of Darkness. This is the Gaia one, right? Oh no, this is the Dark Paladin one. Okay. So he now has Diffusion, Wave Motion, and Polymerization in hand. He's going to go ahead and Tribute to summon out the Dark Eradicator Warlock, which can burn us. Wait a minute. Are we getting FTK'd? Unless he targets us, we have no way to answer this. Why is this damage not halved? Konami, you halve all the burn damage. Okay, we're getting FTK. There's nothing we can do about this. I really don't know why this damage isn't halved, like all the other bloody burn effects. Maybe only the good burn effects get the nerf. Because he just activates 2 spells and we're dead. Like, there's no interaction unless he targets. If he targets us, then we can do stuff. If he doesn't target, we're just dead. Bruh, this is cringe. This is cringe. And then he just activates 1 last spell, and the game is over. I mean, there's a slim chance he just didn't draw it. Oh wait, no, he could just activate Diffusion Wave Motion, right? Oh no, he put the Diffusion Wave Motion back. Okay, we are alive. We appear to currently be alive. He's ending his turn. Okay, how do we want to go about this? So I guess we always Orcus Nightmare target decode. Then we send World 1 to the bin. We activate World Wand, bring back Nightmare. Then we have to go into a Link 2. We know he's got a monster, so there's no reason to do that. There's not really much reason to do anything. Like, discarding a card doesn't get us anything either. So I guess we just go for this. Using this and this. Summon out Galatea. Oh, we probably should have done that earlier. I mean, I guess we'll thin out as much as we can. We'll go Skeleton here. Bring this back. Use its first effect. Get rid of this poxy little bugger. So we're only in normal summon yet, so we can just normal summon this. Swing! Die! Cringe FTKer! I doubt a bit to Konami accidentally create FTKs for Rush. Now, there's nothing in Rush that's an FTK. There are many OTKs, tons of it. Even right now in Duel Links, there's at least a couple of OTKs. But there is no FTK. It's very hard to even imagine how you would FTK. There was like Potter looping and stuff before, but I don't think we've ever in the OCG for Rush ever had an FTK. I'm going to put an asterisk next to that. Maybe if you pot looped hard enough. No, because even then, you wouldn't be able to do it because you'd have to rely on your opponent having lots of back row, which they're not going to have. They'd have to have like 8 back row, which is impossible. So I don't think so. I'm pretty sure there was not. Alright, we're against a different Dark Magician player. Or a different Yugi player. Spiral Leader. Okay, so this is the Gaia one. We're going second. We have a very much going first hand, but we can probably make this work. It depends what he does. Because the issue is, I'm pretty sure one of the Gaia cards, like, negates by reducing its own attack. And if he can, like, double the attack up to, like, what is it, like 52 or something, that'll give him, like, 2 negates. We'll have to see what he actually ends on. We haven't played against this deck a ton, so we're not, like, super well versed in it, but... For a second, I thought you said Spiral was concerned. Well, it is kind of Spiral. Look, Spiral Fusion. Speaking of Spiral Fusion. Alright, let's see what he makes. Because this deck originally didn't have a good turn 1. So he's making Might. Target 1 spell trap in your graveyard that mentions Gaia, add it to your hand. So this is the climbing one. So he grabs back Spiral to use it again, probably immediately to fuse off the Curse of Dragon, the Magical Night Dragon. Okay. So we fuse these two together. What are we making? What are we making? This would be the negate one, I would assume. I did see some people say about using the Boral Dragon. Okay, we're making Night Dragon. So this is quick effect. You can target one other card on the field. This card loses exactly 2600 attack, and if it does, destroy the card. So he has a double pop. Okay, so he gets 1 pop, and he gets a Battle Phase Negate. All things considered, that's not bad. We can probably work with this. Let's start with Bear. Let's see what he does to this. So we have Vendor. Now, the question is, has he got hand traps as well? Because if he has hand traps, this could get kind of spooky. Okay, choosing not to do anything here. Let's summon Dog and see if he wants to do anything here. We'll activate Dog. So I don't really want to take this. I think I'm actually going to take Sabers instead. Because, like, taking this is... We do have the second, so it probably doesn't matter. I think we could get away with taking the wings. Taking wings is, like, a little bit cheeky, but, like... Let's see where it goes. Activate Vendor. Discard wings. Right, so now he could pop this if he wants. She's not going to. And that's a fine card to mill. Now we'll activate wings. Get rid of Bear. Use Toy Vendor. Now we'll grab Sabers. Edge and Persist. Send Sabers, send Chain. This could mess me up a little bit, depending on what we draw, but I do need this in the graveyard at some point either way. We need to not draw... Okay, those draws are fine. Those draws are absolutely fine. Okay, so how do we want to start this off? Do we go with Harp immediately? Probably... Yeah, I think we just go for the Harp, I think, realistically. So we'll summon out Nightmare. This is where he can pop this. I mean, he's going to have plenty of opportunities to pop it if he wants to pop it. Okay, chooses not to do anything here. So now, I guess we're going to go straight into this. He has to use it at some point. He can't just sit on it forever. So Galatea comes down. Now, how greedy do we want to get? That is the question. So he does this now. Okay. He identifies that there is about to be a ding in his future. But now I can just bring it back. But first, do we want to do that? Not really. I could guarantee... Well, guarantee we get the special. Which is actually not too bad here. But again, I don't need to. But I would like to. Right, we'll go Sabers. Put this on top. Summon this out. Do we have another special? We do. Okay, that's fine then. So now we'll activate Toy Vendor. Activate Toy Vendor. Send Bear. Special Heart. Go into the second Galatea. Okay, not doing anything yet. So now we're going to go Nightmare. Target Galatea. Send World Wand. We'll then activate World Wand. Bring back Nightmare. Then we're going to go into this by using this and this. Get to dual level 9 already. I need 3 wins. Manicist, I don't want to just like embarrass you on stream, bro. So now we'll go Simple Skeleton. We will bring out the Galatea. Then we'll go ahead and activate Galatea, because why not? Put this back. What does this guy do? Does he have any bonus effects like while it's in the graveyard? I don't think so. Okay, we're doing something here. I guess we just get rid of this. I mean, I could just send it to the graveyard. I don't think that does anything for me. I get a little bit of extra damage in. I think we just let this happen. I think this is fine. Activate Babel. Swing. Pass. I think we're okay. We might not be, but I think we're okay. Because he can do like double piercing if he gets his guy out, but I don't know how he gets it out with 2 cards in hand. Like, there's probably a way, but I don't know the Gaia deck well enough. What are you so afraid of? You can't D-rank anyway? Well, it's getting into the practice, Zaki boys. We could just scoop every time we go against a deck that we don't think we can beat, but then we won't learn anything, right? It's about having fun. Okay. Okay. I have a feeling we might be about to get OTK'd. We'll have to see what he does. Yeah, I'm having quite a lot of fun. The thing is, whenever I play speed, I'm not, like, super competitive, so we just take it, like, super chill. Like, it's just super chill. It's like, if I lose, it's like, whatever. So, like, but whenever I play, like, Rush and I'm in, like, a tournament or something, that's when I'm like, oh, I've got to lock in, right? I've got to focus. I've got to try. When I'm doing this, I don't give a shit. Alright. Where does this go? Bearing in mind, he has just used a skill to what? +2 himself, which then summoned out the catapult turtle, which then also got him an extra guy, whose effect then special summoned another one. Handle graveyard. So yeah, he's just like, he was on 2 cards, the skill gave him a +2, then he used a monster to give him an extra +1. He's got the Spiral Fusion back. Activates the Poly, just hard polying. I'm a bit worried about Dingisu being in defense mode, so I'm pretty sure he does like bonus damage. I tend to go through phases for Rush, either playing to actually do well or just to have fun and try stuff. Helps me keep sane. So for me, if I'm actually like genuinely tryharding in like a tournament setting, I will keep playing the same deck again and again and again. If I'm just mucking about and doing whatever, that is when I will just keep swapping around different decks and just not really care. Like, I'm not super playing to like win. Okay, we'll take that. I'm not really sure what he was going for, if there was like a play, but we're at duel level 9. But one thing we did want to talk about a little bit, right? Because we were talking about like the meta earlier. Like, as you can see, we have had quite a few like different. We went through like this period of just having like Metarion as like winning, and everything else was kind of doing quite bad by comparison. But we did actually just see like Galaxy take the tournament, and that was the Rush Duel Links Weekly. It's like, it'll be interesting to see if this is a trend that goes on, if we're just going to see Metarion continue to keep winning, or if, you know, if the wins might be changing. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, probably going to be birds. Probably going to be birds. Oh, that is a bad hand. Oh, alright, this hand could be sorted out with one good draw. What would be the absolute worst case scenario? The worst possible draw would be Sabers. Another not Sabers, Chain. If drawing Edge Imp Chain would be the worst possible draw in the deck. What would be a good draw here? Like, anything to trigger return? Ideally, one of the ones that actually does something. But again, we don't really have a way to beat birds. So, like, he's going to make Nightingale. We can deal with Nightingale. We can wipe probably most of the board if things go how we want it to. And then he just kills us on the following turn. So I'm not feeling confident here, but you never know. We might make a mistake. And again, our hand is still ass. So we need... Like, if we draw, like... Harp Horror, probably. Magical Mallet. I don't want to take the -1. Harp Horror would be the best draw, followed by Nightmare. I guess Fluffle Dog would be fine. It wouldn't really get us anywhere, but like, it lets us play the game. The issue is he's got 2 back row as well, so I'm just really not feeling like we're going to be able to do anything here. I get to use the effect of Wagtail to grab a Spell Trap. Grabs Bird Call. Bird Call worth you? Like, I don't know. Does Bird Call do anything here? Ensemble Robin. Did you try Flirt Orchestra? I did try to start building it, but I didn't get all the cards I needed for the Fleur package. Like, back when I had excess gems, we were gathering some of the Fleur stuff, but... Okay. Alright, well, Dog... Dog does technically give us options. Not good options, but we have options. Alright, we always edge and persist. We always summon Dog. Now, the issue is, this isn't on. We can't do anything with it. I think we have to take you. Special sheet. If he has IDP, like, we are actually just straight cooked. I mean, there's a number of cards he could have where we are just straight cooked. He still hasn't used Nightingale. Log back to hand. Bring back Chain. We'll go 1, we'll go 2. I guess I need this to go off more. If we discard Toy Vendor, we can get a search off of it. The search we get would get us into another Toy Vendor. So I guess we will discard the Toy Vendor. Because we're going to need to get this going either way. Alright, he's going to use Ensemble Robin. That is completely fine. We do not mind that going back to our hand. Right, we've got rid of Droplet, which is a good one to get rid of. We use Vendor to search Bear. Now, there was probably a way better way to do this. Because we could have... Oh, no, but we... No, it still doesn't work out how we need it to. No matter how we do it. Alright, well. Let's go Vendor. Maybe I should have just gone for a double Vendor play. It wouldn't work. Straight up would not work how we need it to. We'll send Dog. I mean, that doesn't actually help. But sure, we will summon a Dog. Welcome, Dog. We really needed an Orcus card. That's kind of what we were, like, looking for this whole time. Alright, let's go Sabers, I guess. Then, I mean, I could just make this again. That's kind of funny. Is it once per turn? Like, it's not once per turn. Let's just make it again. Behold, Nightmare Phoenix. Ah, you can use the effect of it once per turn. Okay, that's fine. So now we'll just activate this. If he did it on the summon, it wouldn't have made any difference. We've just got to keep a card in our hand, because we would have used it, tried to use it, and it wouldn't have done anything. So we're going to go for Tiger, and then we're going to die, because he's going to use his guy to protect, and then we're kind of just out of stuff. I don't know if it matters what battle position we put this in, because I think he's going to attack us directly for 1,000,000 damage anyway. So yeah, we'll target this. And we'll target this. And we'll target this. Uses Nightingale, which protects Robin. We can use Toy Vendor. Doesn't really matter. We'll take Dog. We'll set a back row. So unfortunately, they cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, and it's any Lyrilusk monster. So because these are both Lyrilusks, I can't do anything, and I can't inflict any damage this turn. So, we just pass. I mean, we chewed through a lot of his material. That was about it. We still have not found any of our Orcus cards. They are all still in the deck. We are almost certainly dead, but we will just let him play it out. Let's see what he does. Fluffle Bros, are we feeling good? Now, we are unfortunately playing against the Toxic deck, and we unfortunately are one of those rogue decks that has no real good out to the Toxic deck. If we were able to find, like, some of our Orcus cards, we could have, like, dealt with the board, but we still don't win. So, like, I don't think it would have mattered anyway. So what's he going to do? Is he going to make another Ensemble Robin? Bounce this? I still don't even think that's lethal, is it? I'll make a Promenade Thrush. Which one's this one? Fire check for protection, touch the card, take a spell check, you put control, shuffle it into the deck. Okay, that's completely fine. I don't care about that. At the start of damage step, another monster back, you control badge. Okay, so it just gets rid of the back row. The rest of its effect is sort of irrelevant. Bear skill isn't out. It would be if we had it. You see, our skill, Manicust, is it sends an edge imp from our hand to the graveyard and then sends another one from our deck to the graveyard. Unfortunately, that skill doesn't actually help us out here. And again, we have outs to it. Just making Dingirsu or Longirsu, like, outs this, but it still doesn't win the game. That's the issue. It's gone for a big suck. So it's a skill issue? I mean, basically. And so now it can attack us directly 4 times for 4,000 damage total. Why are we even activating this? Are we just spinning plates now? This card can attack directly. This card gains 200 attack for each material attached to it. It can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of Xyz materials attached to it, which is 4. So he just has lethal. We will let him finish us off. I'm not a speed guy, but your skill doesn't sound too good. I mean, it's like the Unchained skill, right? The Unchained skill basically doesn't do anything because the deck's good enough on its own. So it's like that, but our deck isn't good enough on its own, right? That's how you have to think about it. And I miss our Fluffle Unchained list. We need to bring back the Fluffle Unchained at some point. That's right, we knew going into this, we said at the start of the stream, we said we will not defeat any birds. We already knew going into it. We already knew. I'm amazed we even managed to beat the Ghost Tricks that we played against earlier. That will probably not happen again. The Time Lord. Now, if this is actually Time Lords, this could be interesting. Alright. Let us see what our opponent has for us. Ooh, this hand is actually kind of nice. How do we want to do this? If we summon Dog first, we can do that. But we have to get this in the graveyard. I think we're going to go Toy Vendor first. The reason why is this then has a lower chance by having more cards in the deck to not mess with our Harp, because Harp needs to hit one of 2 specific cards, and we really don't want them to be in the graveyard, ideally. This guy doesn't have a skill, by the way. Our opponent just does not have a skill. I mean, that's fine. That is a little bit crusty, but like, it's fine. So here, we're going to take sabers. We'll go ahead and use our skill. We'll send sabers. We'll send chain. Normal summon dog. See if he has an effect veiler. Activate dog. Grab sheep. Special sheep in defense mode. Activate sheep. Put dog back in hand. Bring back chain. We'll go ahead and use harp. Banish it. Summon out nightmare. Tell me if you've seen this combo before. Go Galatea using this and this. Out she comes. Use chain, search fusion. Then we will just go straight into decode here using 1, 2. Out comes the decode. We'll go nightmare. Target the decode. Send skeleton. Skeleton. Bring back Galatea. Galatea. We will put back nightmare. Grab out Babel. We'll go ding. Ding effect. Reattach skeleton. Activate this and pass. Alright, let's see what he's got. Let's see what Mr. Skillless has got for us. Is he going to pass the turn? Is he going to FTK us? Is he going to do something crazy and off the wall? He's going to pass the turn. Okay. We're going to play a little bit silly and just assume bro just wants to get his daily games done. Okay, we're fine. If he had like dropped Kiteroid there, I would feel really silly. But he didn't, so it didn't matter. Alright, well. So far, so good. We're against... I don't even know how to pronounce this name. But we're against him. Right. Can we level up? If we level up here, that would be huge. Battle Chronicle. So this could be DM. Chances are it's more likely to be Cyber Dragon, even though it is UV. But it could be DM. This hand is fine. This is not a good hand, but this hand is fine. That is the Swords of Revealing Light. And that is Piercing the Darkness. So it looks like it is going to be... If you know... Okay. Babel is not, like, super great here, but I guess it's fine. We will start with Bear. We'll grab this. We'll flip this over. We'll go ahead and activate it. We're just going to send Harp to the grave straight up. There's a second Harp, which doesn't really change anything. Summon dog. Activate dog. Dog here. Probably just takes sabers, realistically. Although we could just take this. That gives me a second chance into that. Okay, we'll take this. This is like... It's a little bit greedy, but at the same time... Who doesn't like getting a little bit greedy? How greedy are we actually getting here, though? I think we are going to use Harp now, just in case we turn Harp off. Because if I turn Harp off, that would be so bad. So we'll bring out Nightmare. Out you come. Then we are going to go straight into Galatea here. Then we're going to go Nightmare. Target Galatea. Send Symbol Skeleton. So now we're feeling pretty good. I guess we still use this here. Put this back so we make sure we don't draw into our return. Then we'll go Toy Vendor. Send the wings. We're not going to get to special summon it because we've used an Orcust effect, but we can still use wings. Get rid of this. Send this to the graveyard. Draw again. Use the effect of Toy Vendor. We'll grab out the... I mean, it's just sabers, right? There's no reason to take something else, is there? I don't think so. Sabers. Activate our skill. We'll send sabers, send chain. We'll activate return. We'll send nightmare. We'll draw 2. We drew into what we were looking for. That's always quite nice. So, how do we want to continue this? We're going to want a +1 from somewhere, so it's going to be sabers. And I don't think that matters too much. We'll grab this out. Then we're just going to go into decode by going 1, 2, 3. Welcome aboard, Decode Talker. We'll then go ahead and use Symbol Skeleton. Bring back Galatea. Let's go ahead and get out Ding. Ding effect. We'll get rid of this mystery card. Then we're going to go Frightfur Fusion. We'll go Tiger by using 1 and 2. Summon out Tigerino. Tiger effect. Pop 1. Pop 2. Activate Babel. Go to battle. And that will be a rank up, which is pretty darn good if I do say so myself. So just like that, we are at duel level 10. So far, the climb's actually been pretty chill. We've got up, what, 4 duel levels? Which is, like, really not bad. But, I do think that is going to be it for today. We are going to raid into Sean. I think we got a decent amount of grinding done. Realistically, speed isn't usually our go-to, but we'll probably be doing more speed again after the Angel Cup on Thursday. Assuming the Angel Cup doesn't get cancelled, which I don't see why it would, we will be doing more speed after that on Thursday, and we will be back on Thursday. Wait, an hour earlier? Yes! We finished an hour earlier, Manicust. It's happened again. It's not the first time. It won't be the last time. Sometimes, unfortunately, we just got shit we got to do. Technically, I could keep going for another, like, 20, 30 minutes, but I'd rather, like, have a bit of downtime before I've got other shit I've actually got to get on with. So we will be doing that. But again, we will be back again on Thursday. Angel Cup. Be there or be square. It will be Rush, followed immediately by more KC Cup grinding. Maybe we'll try and push for 15. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Minutes.